Hello Dave is brought to you ad-free by my supporters on Patreon. Become a Patreon yourself and get your name listed as a supporter at the end of every video by following the link in the video description.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Hello Dave with Down to Earth Astronomy. So this week we're going to talk about some quote-unquote leaks of information about what's going to come in 2020. And we're also going to talk about the live stream tomorrow, of course, with the April update coming out tomorrow, of course. But let's start with these leaks. But first of all, before we dive into it, I should say that I don't believe a word of it. I think it's a troll post and it's complete bullshit. I don't buy it. And I'm going to go through why now. If you recall back before the 3.3 update, there was a similar thing happening where after a meeting at Frontier's headquarters where they've invited over a few select people from the community, they then signed an NDA. And they then got some information about what was going to come in 3.3 before it actually went live. And after that meeting, then someone came forward to say, "I was at that meeting. I have information, and I want to make it public." And of course, it turned out that information was complete bullshit. And one thing that was interesting when you looked at the information that was leaked back then was it was all stuff that was already talked about a lot in the community. People were really anticipating. I can't remember if space lakes were mentioned back then or if it was atmospheric landing. At least the Panda Clipper was mentioned. But anyway, it was all like stuff that people have already been talking about a lot. But often when we see new patches, big patches like this, there's always something in there that Frontier has not mentioned at all. Something we didn't expect, something like we didn't know anything of at all. So with that in mind, I now just want to read what was written about Elite Dangerous. That was listed for all other kinds of games and products or things, also some future stuff. But I'm just going to focus on the Elite Dangerous stuff because I think that's what most of you guys found most interesting. So let's dive into it. I'm just going to read it out loud here. And for Elite Dangerous, it just says Space Lakes, full stop. Haven't seen any mention of atmospheric landing, FPS style gameplay, Thargoids in the flesh, base building, coming end of 2020. Thargoids look very Starship Trooper. Don't expect to see much between now and then. The focus is on keeping Elite Dangerous, making money in the meantime. That was all that was posted. Now, most of that information, of course, as I mentioned before, is stuff that we already know. I mean, yes, we know we don't have to expect much between now and 2020. We know that the focus, of course, will be on making money. But all the other stuff is all stuff that has been up and been talked about very recently in or around Elite Dangerous. I mean, there is, of course, the Space Lakes atmospheric landing. It's obvious if you're going to leak something big, and there's been a big discussion point. Everybody's expected to get either of the two. And there's been a lot of discussion back and forth which one it's going to be. Maybe it's going to be none of them. Of course, we don't know. But there's always been the discussion of, are they going to do Space Lakes? Are they going to atmospheric landing? And it's been a discussion point for years. So putting those in is an obvious way to create a little bit more hype around it and make it sound a little bit more believable, especially by just taking one of them and not the other. Say, okay, we're going to get that and not that. To make it a little bit more believable. The whole thing about the Thargoids, again, I don't buy that because the whole looks like the Starship Trooper thing. It's basically just referring to the pictures that were leaked a few months back. And they were not leaked, they were just pictures from like way in the early stages of the game where Frontier was actually working on a model for the Thargoids. And somebody managed to get that out of the game somehow. But Frontier has been out stating that is something that they're not actively working on. And it was a project they were working on back in 2014 or something, and that was now discontinued. So I don't really believe that. I don't think there's any truth to that, because all there is in there is already stuff. As I said, there's been a lot of talk about the community. And the fact that the original poster, he also said that this information is something he has from like a friend working at Frontier, so it's not like a first-hand thing either. And frankly, I don't think you should believe it. There's been a lot of cover of it, and I think it's pure bullshit, to be honest. So I wouldn't take any of this to be anywhere close to what's going to be the truth. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what's gonna happen when we get a little bit closer. Knowing Frontier, they like to tease stuff, so we'll most likely get some teasers. Probably like a 1-2 minute trailer where 50% of it is gonna be the Elite Dangerous logos, very zoomed in. But nevertheless, we're just probably just gonna get some teasers at some point. When, I don't know. I hope something this year, but at least for now, we still have these smaller updates. And of course, we have the update, which I think should be named the April update. I'm sure it has like a update number, but I haven't actually seen it. It's probably posted somewhere. They refer to it as the April update, which of course gonna be launched tomorrow, and it's gonna be launched on all platforms: PlayStation, Xbox, PC. So yeah, that's gonna come out tomorrow, and that of course includes UI, a lot of UI changes to especially trading. The trading UI is gonna be pretty awesome, and they're introducing 2 new modules: the Advanced Docking Computer and the Super Cruise Assist, Flight Assist, something like that. I'm of course going to give this a go tomorrow, and I'm gonna be live streaming it here both on YouTube and on Twitch. The plan is that I'm going to take a brand new commander, I'm going to reset a commander and start from scratch, because they also introduced a new player area, and I want to go in and see what it's like. I recently just reset the commander yesterday actually, and I played through the first like 15 minutes of the game from when you boot up the game, just to refresh my memory for what it was actually like to do. To be a new player in the game. What was the experience like? And now I'm gonna go on Tuesday. I'm gonna try it again, but with the new enhanced new player experience, and we'll hopefully see some improvements there. But that's all gonna happen tomorrow. It's going to be 7 o'clock in-game time, streamed here on YouTube and on Twitch, so you can choose which platform you prefer. And we're gonna have a look, as I said, the new player stuff. We're gonna play around with the new modules, and we're also gonna have a look at the new trade UI. And I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be a fun, interesting live stream. But at least I hope you will tune in tomorrow and have a look at it with me. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this week. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give a like, and if you haven't already, go down and hit the subscribe button. And until next time, I will see you guys in space.